get some extra supplies or space to do it. That might be kind of cool. Do costumes or do stuff together. There we go. That's cool. So that one, I don't know if you can see, kind of has a little bit of a flaw in it. That looks interesting. I like that. So we'll split that in half. Man, you guys are all awesome. I really hope, I really hope you guys come back for more. You guys are super awesome to hang out with. I mean, Red and Cupquake are super duper awesome for introducing y'all. I mean, it's not surprising. Cool people have cool friends, and they're very cool people. They're just good folk, so it's not surprising that they have good fans. Alright, we're on the last stitch. Narcraft. Yes, I actually do work with Machinima. I've worked with Machinima for a little over 5 years now, actually. I work on the production side, so I help the other guys make their videos. Inside Gaming, ETC, Realm, Versus, Prime. I work on the support side to make sure that they have what they need so that they can make all the content and stuff that they do. Noodles. I'm making this huge noodle and I don't even need to. Oh well. Maybe it'll be the best one ever. Or I could just ruin it like I did. Great. I don't mean with kind words. I'd say that stuff about you behind your back. It's like, it's kind of weird if you think I've actually known you guys for quite a while. You've gone through that same sort of magical YouTube journey that the whole company's gone through, and you've stayed pretty cool folk about it. I have to say, it's the one thing, like, it's always really, you know, it's kind of a bummer working on Hollywood kind of stuff production, is that, like, no, you know, normal film and TV Hollywood, sometimes people can be pretty crappy to each other in Hollywood. You know, there's a lot of money on the line, a lot of stress, and a lot of deadlines, and sometimes people use that as a sort of as an excuse to just kind of crap all over people that are who they don't maybe feel that are up to their par. Something I've never liked about production. So it's cool when you know, do this kind of work and you meet people that aren't like that, you know? So it's nice having cool folk that you know that are still in and doing this kind of stuff, that are still awesome and just good, decent people. It's so easy to get off that track. You know, fame corrupts. You can see why. You have a lot of people who are telling you you're great and awesome no matter what you do. It'd be easy to be lame. And that's what's so cool, is that, you know, so you have Red and Cupquake, who are super awesome, and they have awesome people around them, and they bring awesome fans, and it's like this cult of awesome. And it's like a snowball of awesome. It's like be a bunch of flash mob of people would show up and clean somebody's house. Oh man, the last one and the last noodle. And last. I think once we get this in, we may wrap it, because the next step is going to involve lighter fluid, and I need a little time to prep it. Last piece. So one thing I'm gonna have to do next time is, I don't know if you can see, but see this gap underneath? When you're doing molding, that is a big no-no. Because if you think, when you go to pour the casting material, if this is the thread, it'll grab it, and if I try and take the piece out, it's going to lock up. So the next time I'm going to pretty much be filling in all these little undercuts, and that's going to be tedious as well, but I think I have a solution. And like I said, involves lighter fluid, so it'll take a little bit to set up, but it should be Monday, I think, be the next one. All right. Let's see, wait, I have an end card. I came prepared. There we go. Thanks a lot for watching. I can't thank you guys enough for stopping in, and Red and Cupquake. You guys are phenomenal and bringing all this love with you. You guys are fantastic. Oh, maybe I can go a little longer. You guys are awesome. Right, a little longer, just a little bit. I'm getting tired. I'll do, let's see, it's 1:30. I can do 15 more minutes. I'll start filling in some spots. But I gotta get some sleep at some point. So yeah, that's really all the next thing is to do here, is like I have to prep this for the mold, fill in the little undercuts, fill in the little holes, and the way to do that is to create a slip. So I just got to thin down this material and then start kind of squirting it into the little spots. And fitting it underneath and building that up. So it's tedious work. 4:30? Oh my gosh. You need sleep. Yeah, Red, definitely. We should hang out. Let's see if we can do the couples thing, and we'll have you guys come down, or we'll come up, or something like that. It'd be really nice to hang out with you guys. You know, you get older, get married, and then you hang out with married folk. Do the couples thing. You're gonna have to hold on to having kids though, and all that part, you know, and then when you have like all your kids hang out and stuff, that can wait. Hey, it's Daisy. Thanks for swinging in, and I hope to see you next time we put the stream up. That'd be great. Yeah, that looks not awesome. Let's see. Is this the tool I want? Maybe we want this tool. Oh, my music stopped. I had only gotten enough music for my 1 hour streams. I did not expect to do so many hours. It's a good thing. It's like Martha Stewart's line, isn't it? It's a good thing. It always cracks me up to think that Martha Stewart is a convicted felon. Harley Boy, absolutely. Artists have to stick together. And it's good. It's good to be around other artists. They help, you know, it's good to draw inspiration from other sources. See people do really cool things you wouldn't have thought of, and that gives you inspiration. I mean, most art is like copied. I mean, well, I back it up. It's like, you know, movies. People will be like, will tell you that, you know, one movie is copied from another movie. Like The Matrix, for example, is supposedly, it was like a French short story. Oh, actually, you know what's a really good example is what is it? Cars, the Pixar movie Cars. That movie is actually a old Michael J. Fox movie called Doc Holliday. They pretty much took the story from there, but gave it their own spin. And the amount of work they put into it, you could argue that, you know, it's more of an homage than stealing it. So, you know, you could say a lot of the same for art too, that you know, if you're inspired by something that somebody else does and then you put your own level of work and spin on it, then that's totally legit. Narcraft, yes, I am ending in 10 minutes. This is encore clay work by popular demand for the Cult of Awesome. Might have to rename my Twitch channel to Cult of Awesome in honor. Oh, that sounds really pretentious. Hey guys, I'm Cult of Awesome. So these are this little chisel tip silicone tool is one of those, like, I'm gonna buy an expensive tool and make myself feel like an artist. You know, versus the 10-cent dental tool that I found. Well, Harley, that's quite kind of you to say. I really appreciate that, you know. Take inspiration from where you can. Let's enjoy it. Actually, I'm a big anime fan. I really enjoy, actually, the more, I guess you could say, the more cultural stuff. When you see where it gets a little more into sort of the mundane day-to-day life kind of animes, just because it's kind of neat seeing a different cultural perspective, you know, where sort of the in-jokes and normality of something completely different. It's not always the high, big action stuff, but it's fascinating when you kind of see when you see social context and subtext. Like, what was it? I don't know if you saw the movie. It was on Netflix. It was called The Wave. It was a German language film, and it was about a teacher who was informing his students about fascism, and sort of trying to teach them how you know, a charismatic leader like you know, Nazis could rise to power, because the students were kind of grew up as like, you know, yes, Nazis were bad, but you know, the Germans were stupid for following them, and you know, he was kind of trying to give the show and like, no, you know, people kind of got caught up in something. It wasn't that there was really evil. It's just it's easy to fall into it. And so the whole movie like plays out, you know, following, sort of showing how it gets out of hand, and you know, and escalates from there. But the really interesting cultural side of it was how they kind of wrapped up the movie was kind of like saying like, well, that's what happens when Germans get prideful about their country, you know, which is something that, you know, as an American, you don't really think about how, you know, pride for your country would be a negative thing, but for a country like Germany, who, you know, started a couple fights, that national pride is actually seen as a very negative, bad thing and frightening to other people. So there's this sort of cultural, you know, sort of cultural subtext that you don't think of normally. I mean, I think one dude at one point basically beats up his, you know, he physically abuses his girlfriend, and they almost kind of gloss over it as like, oh no, you know, I just got really caught up in being German, so it's not my fault, you know, and like that's okay. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I find that kind of interesting when you get a chance to see, you know, you kind of peer into the sort of culture, the cultural nuances of other things, I guess. Let's see, good anime. What have I been watching recently? I've been recently watching Hunter. It's a little more cutesy, kind of reminds me a bit of like, kind of like how the Naruto style and story was, but there's something kind of endearing about it. Watched Psycho Pass recently, which is kind of a little more of a Blade Runner vibe. It gets into the whole like a little bit like Minority Report, where thinking about being, you know, thinking thoughts versus intentions and actions, you know, criminals being identified based on their mental states, not what they've actually done, and, you know, sort of giving up freedom for security, blah, 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 blah. It's one of those kind of read between the line ones if you're into it. What else? Actually, the one that I really liked, if you want to talk about looking at culture, is one called Princess Jellyfish. That one I enjoyed because it was, you know, there wasn't anything really fanciful or magical about it. It was just kind of almost like a, you know, sitcom-y kind of in a way. And then last thing I would recommend, I think, would be Welcome to the NHK, which again looks in a little more towards a cultural side of things, where I guess Japan is suffering with a cultural crisis. This is actually true about 20-somethings that are just kind of dropping out and tuning out from society, and they call them NEETs, no education, employment, or talent. I forget what the acronym means. And they're just, you know, living at home, being taken care of by their parents, and they're just kind of sort of nihilistically tuning out from society. So it's kind of cool if you like want to, if you want to kind of learn a little more about some of the cultural subtexts. Let's see. Attack on Titan. Oh my god. Sorry. Attack on Titan is phenomenal because it is so bleak. It is so bleak. It's like, here's people to love and then watch them die. If you really want a good anime that shows like the futility and sort of a sense of despair, Attack on Titan is fantastic for that. Loved it for that reason. I don't hate happy endings, I just don't like it when there's always happy endings. And it hasn't ended yet, but you know what I mean. That's all the ones I can think off the top of my head. Sword Art Online was really good. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, that was really funny because I was catching it on Adult Swim and I didn't know about Brotherhood necessarily, so I was just watching and I was like, oh yeah, this is Full Metal Alchemist, cool. And then I just started noticing, I'm like, wait, this seems slightly different. And then it was like, okay, this is totally different, what the heck's going on? Because the story like goes so completely divergent, because then it was like weird pieces of the same story that I'd seen before, and then but it wasn't. So, but yeah, Brotherhood's really cool. Oh man, I'm trying to think what else. I've actually watched a lot, probably more than I would want to admit. But man, it's just easy. You just crash on the couch and load up Netflix, and the next thing you know, you haven't slept. And it's daylight. Like even now, it's almost 2 in the morning here, and I'm probably gonna get a few episodes in. Sword Art Online, yeah. Sword Art Online was really good. I tried to watch Hack. Oh, yeah, Howl's Moving Castle. I mean, if you're talking anime movies, then yeah, of course, anything like that, man. Whoops, I dropped something. Meh. Sorry. But yeah, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, gosh, what was the flying pig one? Oh, I just get it. I don't know why I just got that right now. It's a movie about a pig, a pig fighter pilot. Flying pig. Okay. Black Butler. Yep, I actually really liked Black Butler. I liked the first season. I didn't like the second season. Felt like they extended it for no reason. Well, I mean, they extended it for the money, but the story finished and wrapped up. They should have left it there. Let's see. Almost 5 a.m. Okay. The 15 minutes are up. I have to call it here. So, end card it is. Besides, I think we need, for those that it's almost daylight, should probably get to bed. I don't know about you, but I can't fall asleep when it's daylight out. So, thank you again so much for stopping by. You all were absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Cupquake. Thank you for bringing all your friends. All your fans are awesome. I try to do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do have my prop craft Twitter, but I also am more active on my Sean Novak one. But sub, please, and then if we can keep gathering here and just talking shop, talking craft, that'd be phenomenal. I love being able to talk with stuff, anime, you name it. You guys are a phenomenal group of people. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.